Welcome to English Podcast Motivation. I'm very happy you're here today. Today, we are going to talk about something very important. Not just English, but your voice, your thoughts, and how you share what truly matters to you. Many learners can talk about simple things, food, travel, daily life, but when the conversation becomes deeper, when it touches your values, your beliefs, your feelings, it suddenly becomes difficult.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel. I can talk about basic things, but when I want to explain what I really think, I don't know how to say it, or I feel scared to say it wrong.
That's very normal. You're not alone in this. Expressing personal values is not easy, even in your first language, because it's not just about words. It's about identity.
Identity. Yeah, that feels true. Sometimes I'm not even sure how to explain my own thoughts.
Exactly. So today, we're going to make this simple. We will not use difficult vocabulary. We will not make it complicated. We will focus on clear, natural English that helps you express deeper thoughts step by step.
That sounds really helpful.
Let's start with a simple situation. Imagine someone asks you, "Why is this important to you?" It sounds like an easy question, but many learners freeze.
Yes, I would probably say, because I like it. That's all.
And that's okay. But we can go deeper. Instead of just saying, "I like it," you can say, "I think it's important because it reflects who I am."
Oh, that sounds much stronger.
Yes, and notice something important. You didn't use difficult words, you just added meaning. Let's break it naturally. I think, this shows your opinion. It's important, this shows value. Because it reflects who I am, this connects to your identity.
So it's like building a longer thought.
Exactly. You are building layers. Let's try another example together. Imagine you are talking about work. Someone says, "Why do you care about your job so much?" A simple answer, "I need money."
That's honest.
Yes, very honest, but maybe not complete. You can say, "I care about my job because I want to feel proud of what I do."
Oh, that feels more emotional.
Yes, now you are sharing a value, not just a reason.
I think I understand. Values are deeper than reasons.
Beautifully said. That's exactly it. Now let's try something together. I will give you a situation. You try to answer.
Okay, I'm a bit nervous, but let's try.
That's good. Nervous means you are learning. Here is the situation. Your friend says, "Why do you spend time learning English every day?" What would you say?
I would say I learn English because I want a better future.
That's a great start. Now let's expand it a little. You can say, "I learn English because I want a better future and I believe it will give me more opportunities."
Oh, adding I believe.
Yes, that phrase is powerful. I believe. It shows your inner thinking. Let's practice this pattern. I believe because.
Okay.
Try this. I believe learning English is important because.
I believe learning English is important because it helps me connect with more people.
That's excellent. Do you feel the difference?
Yes, it feels more real, more like me.
That's the goal. Now, let's talk about something emotional. Sometimes we need to explain our values in difficult moments. For example, disagreement.
Oh, that's hard.
Yes. Let's imagine this situation. Someone says, "You care too much about other people."
Hmm, I would feel a bit hurt.
Exactly. Now, instead of reacting quickly, you can express your value calmly. You can say, "I understand your point, but I care about people because it's important for me to be kind."
Oh, that sounds calm, not angry.
Yes, and very powerful. Let's notice the structure. I understand your point. This shows respect. But this introduces your view. It's important for me to. This expresses your value.
I like that. It feels safe to say.
Exactly. Now let's practice together again. Situation. Someone says, "You are too quiet." What could you say?
I understand your point, but I prefer to listen more.
That's good. Let's make it a little deeper. I understand your point, but I value listening because it helps me understand people better.
Wow, that sounds confident.
Yes, because now you are not defending yourself, you are explaining yourself.
That feels like a big difference.
It is. Now, let's slow down for a moment. Sometimes the real challenge is not grammar, it's courage.
Yes, I feel that. Sometimes I know what I want to say, but I'm afraid people will not understand me.
Or judge you.
Yes, exactly.
That's very human. So here's something important. You don't need perfect English to express your values. You just need honest English.
Honest English. I like that.
Let's practice a very simple but powerful sentence. This matters to me because.
Okay.
Try it.
This matters to me because I want to improve myself.
Beautiful. Now expand it.
This matters to me because I want to improve myself and become more confident.
That's excellent. You see how you're growing your thought?
Yes, it feels like I'm thinking deeper.
Exactly. And this is how real conversations work. Not fast, not perfect, but meaningful.
I think before I tried to speak fast. Maybe that's why I got stuck.
That's a very important realization. Slow thinking creates clear speaking.
I need to remember that.
You will, step by step. Now, let's move into a short role play. Imagine you are talking to a colleague. They say, "Why don't you speak more in meetings?" What would you say now?
Okay, I'll try. I understand your point, but I prefer to think carefully before I speak because I want to share meaningful ideas.
That's amazing. Really, that's strong and clear.
Thank you. I feel a little proud.
You should, because this is not just English. This is self-expression. And today, you are not just learning sentences, you are learning how to show who you are.
That feels powerful.
It is, and we're just getting started.
It is.
But I still feel something inside me. Like, even if I know the sentence, sometimes I hesitate.
That hesitation is important to notice. It usually means one thing. You are thinking about how you will be understood.
Yes, exactly. I worry people will misunderstand me or maybe think I'm strange.
That's very real, and it happens to many people, even native speakers. So let's work on something deeper now. Not just what you say, but how you feel while saying it.
Okay.
Let's take a situation. Imagine you are in a conversation with friends. They are talking about success. One person says, "For me, success means making a lot of money." Then they ask you, "What does success mean to you?"
I think I would feel pressure.
Yes, because now your answer shows your values. Let's build a simple but powerful answer together. You can start with, "For me, success means."
For me, success means feeling happy with my life.
That's beautiful. Now let's expand it. You can say, "For me, success means feeling happy with my life, not just earning money."
Oh, that sounds more clear.
Yes, you are gently showing a different belief.
But what if they disagree?
They might, and that's okay. Your goal is not to win. Your goal is to express.
That's hard to accept.
It takes practice. Let's add another layer to your sentence. You can say, "For me, success means feeling happy with my life because I value balance and peace."
Balance and peace.
Yes, these are simple words, but they carry deep meaning.
I like that. It feels calm.
Exactly. Now, let's practice a new pattern. I've realized that this is very natural in English. It shows reflection.
Okay.
Try this. I've realized that success is not only about money.
I've realized that success is not only about money.
Good. Now continue the thought.
I've realized that success is not only about money, but also about feeling satisfied with my life.
That's excellent. Do you notice something?
It sounds more thoughtful.
Yes, because you are showing your journey, not just your opinion, but your understanding.
Oh, I see.
Now, let's move into another real-life situation. Imagine you are talking to your family. They have expectations for you. Maybe they say, you should choose a stable job, but you want something different.
That feels very real.
Yes, and this kind of conversation can be emotional, so we need calm, respectful English. You can say, I understand why you feel that way.
That sounds respectful.
Yes, then you add your value. But I feel that. Let's build it together. I understand why you feel that way, but I feel that I need to follow something I care about.
Wow, that sounds honest.
Yes, and not aggressive.
But what if they still don't agree?
They might not, but you are still speaking your truth.
That takes courage.
It does. Let's practice again. Situation. Your family says you should not take risks. What would you say?
I understand why you feel that way, but I believe taking risks can help me grow and learn from my experiences.
That's very strong. Now let's make it even more personal.
Okay. I understand why you feel that way, but I believe taking risks can help me grow and I want to learn from my experiences.
That's excellent. Really excellent.
I feel more confident when I say it like that.
Because you are expressing a clear value, growth.
Yes, growth.
Now, let's explore another important pattern. This is something I care about because...
Okay.
Think about something important to you.
This is something I care about because I want to help my family.
That's beautiful. Now expand it.
This is something I care about because I want to help my family and give them a better life.
That's very powerful. You see how your sentences are becoming more meaningful?
Yes, before I used very short answers. Now I feel like I can explain more.
Exactly. Now let's talk about disagreement again, but this time a softer disagreement. Imagine your friend says, I don't think working hard is important.
That's interesting.
Yes. Now you want to express your view, but gently. You can say, I see your point, but for me...
I see your point, but for me, working hard is important.
Good. Now add your reason.
I see your point, but for me, working hard is important because it gives me a sense of purpose.
That's excellent.
Sense of purpose. I like that phrase.
Yes, it's simple but meaningful.
I think before I was afraid to disagree
Why?
because I thought my English was not strong enough, so I stayed quiet.
That's very common. But now you have tools, simple structures that help you speak clearly.
Yes, I feel that.
Now let's do a longer role play now. You are talking with a friend about life choices. I will start. I think people should always choose safe paths in life. It's better to avoid risk.
Okay. I see your point, but for me, taking risks is important because it helps me learn and grow as a person.
But what if you fail?
I've realized that failure is part of learning, and I believe it can make me stronger.
That's a very thoughtful answer.
I feel like I'm really expressing myself now.
You are. And notice something important. You are not using difficult grammar. You are using clear ideas.
Yes, that makes it easier.
Now, let's slow down again for a moment. There is something I want you to remember. Your English does not need to be perfect to be powerful.
That's comforting to hear.
What matters is clarity and honesty.
I think I understand now.
Good. Now one more practice. Complete this sentence. One thing I truly believe is...
One thing I truly believe is that everyone should have a chance to improve their life.
That's beautiful. Now expand it.
One thing I truly believe is that everyone should have a chance to improve their life because everyone deserves an opportunity.
That's powerful. I didn't know I could say something like that in English, and now you can. Step by step, you are finding your voice. Step by step.
I really feel that. Before, I was just trying to speak correctly. Now, I feel like I'm trying to speak honestly.
That is a very important shift. When you move from correct to honest, your English becomes more natural and more powerful.
But I still have one question. What if I don't know my values clearly?
That's a very thoughtful question. And the truth is, many people don't fully know their values, not because they don't have them, but because they haven't practiced expressing them.
So, speaking helps us understand ourselves?
Exactly. Language is not just communication, it is also discovery. When you try to explain something, you start to understand it more clearly.
That's interesting. So, even if my sentence is not perfect, I'm still learning about myself?
Yes, every time you speak, you are shaping your thoughts.
That makes me feel less afraid.
Good. Now let's do something special. Let's bring everything together in one deeper reflection. I will guide you step by step.
Okay, I'm ready.
Start with this. One thing that is important to me is...
One thing that is important to me is personal growth.
Good. Now add because.
One thing that is important to me is personal growth because I want to become a better person.
Beautiful. Now add one more layer. And I've realized that...
One thing that is important to me is personal growth because I want to become a better person, and I realized that change takes time.
That's excellent. Now one final layer. Even though...
One thing that is important to me is personal growth because I want to become a better person, and I realized that change takes time, even though it can be difficult sometimes.
That is a complete, powerful reflection. Do you feel the difference?
Yes, it feels like I'm telling a real story about myself.
Exactly. And this is what advanced speaking really means. Not difficult words, but deeper meaning.
I think before I thought advanced English meant big vocabulary.
Many people think that, but true fluency is the ability to express simple ideas deeply.
That changes how I see learning.
I'm glad. Now let's try one final role play, a real-life situation where you express your belief clearly and calmly. Imagine someone says, "You are too focused on improving yourself. You should relax more."
Okay. I understand your point, but I believe improving myself is important because it helps me build a better future.
That's strong. Now make it more personal.
I understand your point, but I believe improving myself is important because it helps me build a better future, and it gives me a sense of direction.
That's excellent.
I feel calm when I say that.
Because you are not reacting, you are expressing.
Yes.
Now let's take one last moment. Gentle. If you're listening right now, I want you to try something simple. Think of one belief you have and say this quietly. This matters to me because... Take your time.
It feels different when I slow down like that.
Yes, that space is where your real voice grows.
I think I understand now. It's not about speaking fast, it's about speaking true.
That's beautifully said.
Thank you for guiding me. I feel more confident now.
You did the work, step by step. And remember, you don't need perfect English to express meaningful ideas. You just need clarity, honesty, and a little courage.
I will remember that.
And to everyone listening, your voice matters. Your thoughts matter. Your values matter. Even if your sentences are simple, they can still be powerful.
Yes, and now I really believe that.
Warm tone. Keep practicing, keep reflecting, and keep speaking step by step. Thank you for being here with us today.